Hi, everyone. This is Ani. I'm from Whittier, California. Welcome to all of you. I'm excited to be here. And thank you for joining us. So here's a few things that we're going to do in this workshop. It's going to be helpful if you have a pen and paper, so you can take notes, write down any questions that you may have. We want to honor your time. So this workshop will be 45 minutes to an hour. We will be following a script. We will be recording it so you can share. We're able to share this with others after. So if you want to stay until the end, because we will be having a great giveaway. We have 2 ebooks that we'll share and that one person will win. We'll use the chat feature throughout this workshop. So to start, if you can go and tell us where you're from in the chat feature and let us know where you're joining us from. Hi, Lori from Arkansas. Yay. We've got a few presenters here, so I'm excited. We've got Leslie from Lakewood. All right. We've got, I think, lots of people from Elko, right? All right. So let us take a look at, let's go to this next slide whenever you have a chance. Okay, what would you like to address for your health? So we always want our workshops to be very personal and helpful for you. So we're going to start with a personal assessment for you and your family. What areas of your health would you like help with? So in the comments, you can write down 1 number, 2 numbers, whatever you may need, areas that you might need your household or yourself would struggle with. Number 1 is digestive issues. Number 2 would be headaches, pain, inflammation. Number 3, immunity issues. 4, stress and anxiety. 5 would be energy, stamina. Number 6 would be any type of sleep issues. And of course, number 7, blood sugar regulation. So I saw some 2s and I don't know, I'll see they're going so fast, not all the numbers, but I think you'll be excited that we have many options that you can have to take it, so we can take care of our root issues for your health. So we're going to next look at the modern approach or the natural approach. So we'll discuss both. We'll look at 2 different approaches as we begin this workshop. Some facts that I want to go over with the modern approach. U.S. consumes 75% of the world's prescription drugs, even though only 5% of the world's population, make up the 5% of the world's population. About every 19 minutes, someone in the United States dies from an accidental overdose of prescription medications. Our FDA estimates that 200,000 Americans are hospitalized every year because of overdoses and negative side effects of over-the-counter products like Advil, ibuprofen, aspirin. These products are also the cause of thousands of deaths per year. Even Tylenol, which is commonly used for infants, is known to cause liver damage if used excessively. In addition, we're looking at $6.5 trillion spent each year on global healthcare. Are we any healthier? Let's take a look. With the modern approach, we're programmed to use the over-the-counter medication, pills, prescriptions to address our physical problems and symptoms. With this focus, root causes and solutions are often overlooked. Let's check out the natural approach. Here we focus on the root causes, and we use a plant-based approach because our body is designed to recognize plant sources. Next, we're going to take a look at what creates disease in the body. There are 3 main factors, as you could see in the slide. Number 1 is a nutrient deficiency. Number 2 is inflammation. And 3 would be toxic overload. First, we're going to focus on nutrient deficiency. So we can go to the next slide. Perfect. So nutrient deficiencies, nutrition is the source for disease, is a source for disease and at the core of our immune function. When our foundational nutrition is strong, we function optimally. We have more energy, we think clearly, our mood is better, we get great sleep, and we have little or less inflammation. The environmental working group put out the information on this chart that we see here. And 95% of US adults are deficient in vitamin D. 94% are deficient in vitamin E. And 61% are deficient in magnesium. Those are high levels of numbers. So this data shows that our nutritional foundation is not very strong. It shows us that most Americans do not have a great baseline of health. So how do these nutrient deficiencies show up? So it can show up in inflammation. It can show up in we often have headaches, trouble sleeping in the evening, foggy thinking, lack of energy, and a lot of digestive issues. So do any of these hit home for you? Let's take a look. Poor nutrition is the #1 cause of poor health. So we see on this slide here types of inflammation. So what causes our inflammation, which is our second source of disease? Chronic inflammation is linked to lots of diseases, some of which are listed on this slide. So the biggest contributor is sugar. It's hidden in everything we eat, consume nowadays, especially in processed foods. Industrial oils like vegetable oil, corn oil, palm oil, sunflower, soybean, all those oils, the toxins in our environment, and of course, stress and lack of sleep. Next, we're going to take a look at the toxic load to the body. Toxic load is our third area that we're looking at as a source of disease. And it refers to the chemical in our body that build up from the environment, processed foods that we eat, personal care products that we use, and pesticide use. The Product Safety Commission tested and found 150 cleaning chemicals that are linked to cancer, asthma, ADD, reproductive problems, respiratory problems, and much more. So we can't always control what we come into contact with outside of our home, but we can definitely make smarter choices inside our homes. So what do we do with all of this? I'm going to invite my friend Lori, who is going to take a look at some healthy solutions, healthier options. Lori?
Thank you, Ani. We start looking for solutions and we turn to the supplement industry. So go to your chat feature. Who uses supplements here? We're thinking like vitamin D, C, B. Maybe you take a multivitamin or an omega. If you take any kind of supplement, put it in the chat box. Let's see what we have popping up here. The VMGs and many others, omegas, yes, greens. That's great. That's great. VMG, yes, and other doTERRA products. Okay. Now let's take a quick peek at the supplement industry where many turn to boost their nutrition. A study by the FDA from 2007 to 2016 detected contaminants in 776 dietary supplements produced by 146 companies. Another study of 3 leading memory supplements found that 2 of them didn't even contain the active ingredient listed on the label. The supplement industry is not heavily regulated. Products can contain lots of fillers and not much of the ingredients listed. If you have some reservations or hesitation as to whether a product would work or not, this information supports your concerns. As I mentioned, the supplement industry is not heavily regulated. Here's a story from a fellow wellness advocate whose son works in a health food store. He told his mother that when a supplement on the shelf had been tested and found to be missing an active ingredient listed on the label, the store had up to 9 months to remove that product from the shelves. That's concerning because it means that they continue to sell the product. Because our standard American diet is deficient in most vitamins and nutrients, because our farming practices have changed and soil is depleted of nutrients, it is necessary to supplement to get our body what it needs to function properly. So let's make sure we are using safe and effective supplements. Who's excited to learn about the first health solution? doTERRA is known for its safe and effective oils, but did you know that Lifelong Vitality supplements are doTERRA's best-selling product because they effectively address all three diseases we just mentioned: the nutrition deficiency, the inflammation, and toxic overload? Think of this line as a necessary foundation of your health house. In addition, this line helps support the cleansing and filtering out of toxins. There are three supplements in this line: a food nutrient, a cellular repair, and the omegas. This line is your micronutrients. Lifelong Vitality fills the nutrient buckets in your body, contains powerful antitoxins to help protect our DNA, it's made with whole food ingredients, and it's 95% bioavailable for your body. The average supplement is 20 to 30% bioavailable. This product has gotten more people off their over-the-counter and prescription drugs than any other product doTERRA sells. Does anybody have a testimony they'd like to share?
I've got one, Lori.
Super. Thank you, Leslie.
So I've been a health food or a health person that dives into health solutions for years and years and years. And I found even a holistic doctor who's an MD. And he, between the lab results and testing that he does in his office, he gives me all of my supplements that I need. But in December, something happened and I wasn't feeling well. My blood pressure was high. My heart rate was over 100. I had excruciating back pain from the middle of my back to my upper back that wouldn't leave. And no one could figure out what was going on with me. And I kept thinking to myself, there's something missing. I don't know what's missing. He didn't know what was missing. I was taking a blood test every 2 weeks to see if anything had changed, and it hadn't. And my blood work was just really wonky. Since we've talked about inflammation tonight, my inflammation, the test that they give for that is a C-reactive protein test. And you should be between 1 and 3. Well, my C-reactive protein was at 300. So I knew it was high, but I didn't know it could go that high. I was surprised. So he said, I just can't figure out what's wrong with you. I think you're going to need to see a specialist. I said, all right. So in the meantime, I decided I was going to get off of the women's supplement he had me on, and I was going to take Lifelong Vitality. And I thought, whatever happens, happens. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, I'll just go back to his supplements and I'll see a specialist. So about a week and a half later, I took a blood test and it was just a tiny bit better. And he says, I'm gonna wait on the specialist, Leslie. I said, all right. Mm-hmm. So kept getting blood tests, and finally at the 6-week mark of taking Lifelong Vitality, I had another blood test. This time he made me go in. It wasn't a phone appointment. And he looked at my results. He said, I just can't believe the change in me. He said, everything's normal, totally normal. The testing I've done in office is better than ever. Your blood test, your C-reactive protein is normal. Everything is normal. Congratulations. You don't need to see a specialist. I went, yes. So I was jumping for joy as I left the office that I didn't have to see a specialist, and I felt good. I had a ton of energy. I felt really good. I was walking at my normal pace again. Everything was going just great. So for those of you who may be thinking about taking Lifelong Vitality or saying, yeah, supplements can't work, these do. I was skeptical, and trust me, and they really do work. And if you don't like to take pills, we have another supplement that we will soon be talking about called VMG. Comes in a freeze-dried powder, put it in water, drink it. I love it. So there you go.
Well, Leslie, thank you so much for that testimony. That is amazing. And we all have our experiences, and it's really nice to hear firsthand the use of the products. And your testimony was just amazing. And that she's right. We have VMG that's out now also, which is a great alternative to the Lifelong Vitality, which we'll be talking about more in the future. So we'll go to the next slide here with a 60-day clinical trial. Take a look at this screen. You'll see some interesting statistics here. These clinical trial results are based on blood work taken before and after subjects took doTERRA Lifelong Vitality supplements for 2 months while continuing their normal diet and exercise habits. About the same time Leslie was talking about. This is the difference that can be experienced when you begin taking bioavailable, nutrient-dense supplements like Lifelong Vitality. Consider Lifelong Vitality as part of your food budget, and that's what most of us do. It's less than your cup of coffee at your favorite coffee place. If you purchase it through our customer rewards program, you also can get points to get future products for free. Let's focus on gut health specifically. Lifelong Vitality paired with PB Restore and Terrazyme is our highest recommendation. The gut plays a vital role in our overall health and well-being. Often called our second brain, the gut is vital in everything from our weight to our immune function to our mental wellness. doTERRA's PB Restore Probiome Complex is our patented dual capsule delivery system. It is a unique formulation of 30 pre, pro, and postbiotics that help you to restore diversity and balance for optimal gut health. This dual capsule delivery system protects the sensitive probiotic cultures from stomach acid and ensures that the good bacteria make it to where they can provide the most benefit. PB Restore contains 18 billion colony forming units or CFUs of good bacteria, 22 different species of exceptional diversity, maintains healthy intestinal balance, supports our digestive system, our immune system, as well as our GI tract's health, especially intestines and colon. Supports optimal metabolism and food absorption. In simple terms, when we keep our gut biome filled with good bacteria, then bad bacteria simply doesn't have time to do any of its dirty work. The Terrazyme is doTERRA's digestive enzyme. This contains a variety of whole food enzymes that help with digestion. It can be taken with every meal, and it supports healthy digestion and metabolism and the conversion of food nutrients to cellular energy. Also helpful to ease inflammation in the body. Okay. I believe, Leslie, I think I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yes, you are. Thank you, Lori. So we're going to talk a little bit about diabetes and sugar, since it seems to be a growing problem in the United States. And now we're going to go back to our chat feature. I have a couple of questions for you, and you're going to put your answers in the chat feature. All right, here we go. Ready? What percent has diabetes increased since the 1960s? Put your answer in the chat feature. 300%? Okay, anyone else? 100. Well, would you believe it's 700%? That's just huge. That is just huge. Here comes the second question. How long does it take the average American to consume the same amount of sugar that our ancestors from 200 years ago would consume in a year? Put that answer in the chat. 1 week? 1 month? All right, drum roll. 2 weeks. That's how much sugar is in our food, in the American diet. 2 weeks. Now we're going to talk a little bit about cardiometabolic health. 6.8% of the population, US population, has optimal cardiometabolic health. That means 93% of us are struggling in some area of our life with cardiometabolic health. Now we're going to go to a system that doTERRA has that will help with that. Here we go. The MetaPWR system is the system I'm speaking about. It was specifically designed to tackle poor cardiometabolic health. This is your macronutrient line. It pairs beautifully with Lifelong Vitality, which is our micronutrient line. The MetaPWR line does 3 things. 1, it addresses cellular repair that leads to aging. 2, it addresses blood sugar regulation and 3, it supports the inhibiting of fat absorption into cells. Let's talk about lifespan and health span, because they are different. Well, we can't do anything about our chronological age, which is our lifespan. We can do something about our metabolic age, which is our health span. Did you know that the average American spends the last 14 years of their life in a state of declining health with difficulty completing everyday tasks? What if we could be empowered to change that? What if we could write a different story for ourselves? The MetaPWR system is the first and only system that synergistically those using this line have reported improvements in their eyesight, their energy, pain, neuropathy, sleep, skin and hair growth, mood, and mobility and strength. It causes the body to build muscle. Slide. Great. So before we get to the details of MetaPWR, let's take a look at the few of the before and after pictures. Top has been using MetaPWR for about 4 months. She's had amazing results, specifically with improvements on her face. Darker hair growth. He got his blood work taken after 3 weeks on MetaPWR, and it showed a 40% decrease in cholesterol, 20 happens when you get older. After using MetaPWR for just 3 months, excuse me, the spots are totally gone. She has seen other changes too. A 60-pound weight loss, thicker hair, her nails are growing, and a lower A1C. Now, I'd like to highlight one of my favorite products, and that is the MetaPWR Advantage, which is doTERRA's collagen. It's unlike any other on the market because it has 9 types of collagen, over 70% tripeptides, so your body absorbs it 12 times more than other collagens. And a peptide, you ask? Just a larger protein chain. It's too large for your body to break down and use it for its full benefit. When it's broken down into tripeptides, simply smaller protein chains, the body can absorb and utilize them in their entirety. Advantage comes in small packets with freeze-dried collagen and other nutrients to mix with 4 to 6 ounces of water, either cool or cold. The MetaPWR Advantage promotes healthy biological aging and improves health span by helping aging cells, activates longevity genes, improves cognitive function, supports lean muscle and connective tissue, improves skin density, elasticity, and firmness. If you love science and knowing how and why these products work, ask your wellness advocate to send our deep dive recordings for Lifelong Vitality and MetaPWR. So does anyone have a testimony they would love to share for MetaPWR? Connie, if you're on, could you share? Maybe she's not on. You doke.
I can share if
Okay.
you like.
Oh, awesome, Ani. Thank you.
I just love MetaPWR collagen. I have been using it since day one. I believe it's almost been, almost 2 years now, or a year and a half. And I don't skip a day. And now I'm pairing it with our vitamins, our VMG. I feel like it's not only for skin, as we say, my hair, my skin. At some points, as I get to the doctors, my physical again, it really had improved because that was the only thing that I had added to my LLV. When I started using it for over 6 months, I noticed that my cholesterol, some of my cholesterol numbers had gotten better. So I just kind of assumed it was that because nothing else had changed in my life. Now pairing it with all the things that we do, it's just great energy. Of course I have some issues with inflammation and things like that, but I won't go a day without it. I love it. And it's, especially at our age, we need that. So
That's true.
So yeah, you don't have to see huge miracles each time, but it's something that your skin, just to look healthier and better in your skin. It's definitely, like I told someone this weekend, it's not going to take our wrinkles away, but it's going to smoothen things. We're going to just look and feel better. And I definitely think that, I'm sure all of you can attest, I think that we look better than we did before. I watched a video when I first started the MetaPWR system, and I was doing it so religiously, the whole system, which I need to go back to doing the entire system. At that time, I didn't think I was losing weight because the goal wasn't to lose weight, but I watched myself and I wasn't doing anything but using it regularly. And I was much slimmer, like my arms and Haley always told us, take pictures, do this. And I never did all that. But when I watched it, I'm like, wow. And, weight-wise, I'm the same, but I was definitely leaner, slimmer, and I'm like, I'm going back to that. So I ordered I skipped which one is it? The assist. And I'm definitely going back with my water and doing the whole program because it makes a difference for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the testimonial. I really appreciate it. So now I would like to introduce Karen, who's going to take us on a journey through essential oils. Karen?
Thank you, Leslie. So in an independent study conducted by Roseman University, doTERRA essential oils were found to be therapeutically relevant in cell growth and rejuvenation, beneficial in supporting metabolic health, and provided positive effects for a healthy inflammatory response. Essential oils from competitors had minimal effects. The study concluded that therapeutic potential, of essential oils is highly dependent on the complete composition of the oil. Sourcing, processing, and characterization are critical, and doTERRA stands out. Our pursuit is purity. When an oil is truly pure, they do not include fillers. There are no synthetic ingredients, and there is no dilution. Independent lab tests show that the majority of brands available to consumers aren't pure. I can post the link to that study at the end of this class. doTERRA sources their oils from plants grown in their ideal environment. This makes all the difference in the chemical profile and the therapeutic effectiveness in the oil. Every batch of doTERRA oil is tested for ideal chemistry and consistency so that our oils do what we expect them to do. Over 54 tests are done on each batch of doTERRA oils from the farmer to the consumer. Our doTERRA oils can be used topically, aromatically, and generally internally. People turn to doTERRA because they want safe, affordable, and effective solutions for their family's health. Let's look at what this means exactly. Many people are looking for safe and effective solutions that do not have dangerous side effects or risk of addiction of many of the over-the-counter or pharmaceuticals. We just mentioned independent lab tests show that most oils on the market have contaminants and synthetic markers. We suggest never ingesting another brand. doTERRA recognized that the essential oil industry didn't have a standard for purity. To raise the bar, they created a new standard, CPTG, which means Certified, Pure, Tested, Grade. This standard is beyond organic and includes significant testing that isn't cheap. doTERRA invests to ensure that you have the most effective, safest product because that is what is best for you. Many doTERRA oils are safe to ingest. Just look for the food grade label on the bottle. Let's talk about two girls with burns on their chest. Two sisters were spending the night at Grandma's house. They were used to putting on doTERRA lavender oil on their chest just before bed to help them relax and go to sleep. Grandma was out of doTERRA lavender. She used a backup from another company in her cabinet that she had bought at the health food store and figured, it's just lavender, so it should work. The girls ended up with chemical burns and with scars that lasted almost a year later. I'm not saying this will be your reaction with other essential oils. However, it's important that you understand the risks. doTERRA oils are safe to use at every age from newborns to great-grandma. Brand matters for safety. Let's look at affordability and effectiveness. Believe it or not, affordability is one reason people turn to doTERRA. Oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. This means a little goes a long way. Let's illustrate. Using the chat feature, I want you to make a guess on the next statement I'm going to ask. A recent test of Costco peppermint oil showed that theirs was not 100% peppermint oil. How much peppermint is in the Costco peppermint oil bottle? Let me get over to the chat feature so I can see everyone's guesses. I've got one drop. Well, the crazy answer is just 10%. When you use a doTERRA CPTG oil, You get 100% of the real oil, making it much cheaper than other options that may be diluted or altered. Some fun facts about affordability. Each 15 ml bottle has 250 drops of essential oil in it. One dose equals 1 to 2 drops. So on average, it's about $1 or less for treatment. Here's an essential oil tip. When addressing an ailment, it is always better to use less oil more frequently. For example, 1 drop of oil on a wound every 2 to 3 hours throughout the day is more effective than 8 drops of oil on a wound all at one time. Use less more frequently. Effectiveness is one of my favorite microbiology lessons. For the scientists in this workshop, we know this will be a very simplified lesson. So here we go. Our body is made up of cells. Each one is surrounded by an oily membrane intended to protect it. It keeps the good in and the bad out. When you have a bacterial infection, see the green blob? An antibiotic will help because the bacteria grows on the outside of the cell. Viruses are different and they proliferate on the inside of a cell. Unlike most modern medicine, essential oils can penetrate the cell membrane, help stop the duplication of the virus, and support your immune system to work optimally. When you have essential oils on hand, you have effective tools to begin supporting your body immediately instead of waiting to see a doctor and save money on copays. So now I would like to turn it back to Leslie.
All right. Thank you, Karen. So I'd like to talk about the categories of oils. So the first category that we have is the immune system oils that we can use. We have oregano, tea tree, on guard, and frankincense. And you say, well, gosh, I really like all those oils, but I can't carry all of them. Well, you can if you have a keychain and you have a little vial like this. You can carry your favorite oils in this keychain. So we're going to tell you how to win one of these or get one of these towards the end of this of the workshop. So let's move on to the immune oils. One of my very favorites is On Guard, and that's because it's the protector oil. It's a natural immune defense. It stops the growth of viruses and bacteria. When diffused, it cleans the air of airborne pathogens. It soothes sore throats and can help just knock it right out. The key is to use it frequently right away. So what I like to do is when I have a sore throat coming on, I take a few drops of On Guard, I put it in warm water, and I gargle with it. And seriously, it takes my sore throat right away. It is awesome. On Guard products are just fabulous. So get yours today. Now we're going to go on to the medicine cabinet basics. And we have lavender, lemon, peppermint, digestin, and breathe. And I'd like to talk a little bit about breathe because this is one of my favorite oils. I have a lot of favorites, but this one is probably the oil that I started with when I started doTERRA. Breathe is our respiratory oil, and I use it for my seasonal threats. But I have seasonal threats 12 months out of the year. I just never seem to get away from it. And it can be used anything respiratory, sinus infections, asthma, snoring, congestion. It can help a nagging cough and difficulty breathing. It will help clear the congestion out of your throat or nose so you can breathe better. When diffused at night, it can give you a more restful sleep. It can help reduce snoring as well. Also, another tip is to use it before a workout to open your airways and to increase your stamina. I like to use it a couple of different ways. I use it in my diffuser at night, especially. And then I also, during the day, when I get up in the morning, my hands become a diffuser for me. So I put a drop in the palm of my hand, rub my palms together. Then I cup it over my nose and I breathe in deeply 3 times. And it really does work. It opens my sinus passageways. If I have congestion, which I have a little tonight in my throat, I can even feel it down there. And if you have asthma, you can also shape your hand in an inhaler form, if you will, and again, breathe it in, and it goes right down into the throat, and it really helps open everything up. So that's breathe. Now let's talk about pain and inflammation. We learned at the beginning of this workshop the impact of how inflammation is the cause of disease. doTERRA has safe, effective, and non-addictive tools. The oils and products on the screen are some favorites to address this problem. Deep Blue is a must-have for muscle and joint health. Not only does it relieve pain and tension, this amazing oil supports muscle, joint, and bone healing. It alleviates back pain. When you have a nasty bruise forming, grab your Deep Blue to stop it in its tracks. The stick has copaiba in it, and it's easy to apply without getting it on your hands. I use both the cream, the oil, and the Deep Blue stick all at once. The sidewalk and I met about a week ago, and my hands at the bottom of the palm really, on both, really hurt. And I've been using, because it's black and blue. So I've been using the Deep Blue, and it's taking the black and blue away, and it's more comfortable. Now let's go on to copaiba. It is our super anti-inflammatory. I use this as well. When you layer it with another oil, it increases the effectiveness. When you really need to boost pain relief, this is what you're going to use with Deep Blue. If you ever suffer from any emotional strain, such as anxiety or depression, this oil can calm and soothe your nerves. It supports all major body systems, the heart, the nerves, respiratory, immune, and the skin. It can be really helpful for ADD or ADHD, and it's our CBD replacement. Let's move on to mood and emotional support. We're going to wrap up our oil section with our mood and emotional support oils. We have balance, adaptive, and serenity. For those of you who indicated at the beginning that you or someone in your family deals with heightened emotions or low lows, these are great options to consider. I'm going to talk about serenity because I use it daily. I don't use it very often during the day, but if I have an event or something that I have a doctor's appointment or a dental appointment, I use it before I leave. It really helps calm me down. It is a very calming oil. And I diffuse this at night with Shinrin Yoku and Lang Lang, and I sleep like a baby. So it's great. So serenity may also help you fall asleep more easily and sleep more deeply. And of course, it is very helpful for anxiety and stress. We have learned some powerful things about our pure essential oils just now. This is truly the tip of the iceberg when it comes to support for your physical and emotional health. Now I'd like to reintroduce Ani, and she's going to take us to the end. Ani?
Okay, thank you, Leslie. Yeah, Serenity is still my favorite. I never thought after almost 8-9 years, it could still be one of my favorites. I can't even describe to you, like, I diffuse it with different oils each night, but then I just love just the stick now. I love having it. It's just like, I don't know, I guess maybe because I'm just very high stress all the time. I need it. So it's definitely a must for me. So, as I said, Serenity was my oil and it continues to be my oil. When I started using the oils, I never thought, I never imagined myself building this doTERRA business, being here with all these beautiful women, and empowering other women to live healthier, natural lifestyle using our oils, our supplements, and all of them. So being here and using the oils, it can make a big difference in your life. It can change people's lives in a significant way. Health, emotions, flexibility, financial, time flexibility is key. Doing the doTERRA, making new friends. For me, it's been a lot of personal development, being a stay-home mom and just being a caretaker to my older mom, elderly mom. I just love having this connection with women and being the oil girl that can support others naturally. So if any of this sparks an interest in your life, please talk to the person who invited you to this workshop, and they can help you any further and give you more information. It's survey time. I don't know. I kind of see we don't have a lot of new people here, so I don't know if we're doing the survey or not. You guys can help me out. There will be that's what I figured. So I think we're gonna kind of wrap this up and make it quick. We just want to say that the keychain that Leslie, I don't know if she showed it, I don't have it on me. However, any one of us can win this keychain or have our person who invited us fill those keychains. And if you invite people to the Zoom class, we can fill those oils for you, or your advocate can. Either case, Monday nights are this workshop. We invite you. I think we probably should put the final, Diana, the final QR code, so we can leave off with that, because we have Monday night classes that we can with the last Zoom room information, if we can put that on. If not, no problem. We want to honor your time. We want to thank you. Thank you for being here and supporting us. And you can join us Monday night, Tuesday night with this in the same Zoom room at 5:30. And you can also have the person invite you to our Good Vibes private Facebook group. So thank you for your time, and thank you for joining us.